Hello, my name is Matthew Caudill, and I'm going to be giving my speech assignment number 3 today. Today is November 29th, 2012, and this is for my public speaking class and for Instructor Mayo. Today I'm going to be talking about speed limits and why I think speed limits should be raised on interstate highways. Some cool facts: speed limits in the U.S. are set by each state. What that pretty much means is in each state they all have their own speed limits. For example, when I went to the Florida Keys for vacation, the speed limit throughout the Florida Keys was 45 miles per hour, and at nighttime it was 35 miles per hour. So in some states it varies, and on interstate highways some states are 75 miles per hour, and some states are 70 miles per hour. And some highways are actually 65 miles per hour, like here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I think it's I-25. Speed limits vary due to state laws, but also the type of road. What that pretty much means is when you're in certain states like Wyoming, Colorado, the rural areas, you're going to have roads that are more, I guess you could say, beat up than others. So the speed limits on those roads might vary probably to 55 miles per hour because of the road conditions. And also gravel roads for the Air Force. When we drive on gravel roads out here in the rural areas of Wyoming, Colorado, and Nebraska, our speed limit is 25 miles per hour on gravel. And it drops to 15 when pretty much the conditions are bad or there's snow on the road and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about 3 main points today. I'm going to talk about history of speed limits, what they go back to. I'm going to talk about vehicle safety improvement, how over the last 20, 30, 40 years how vehicle safety has improved dramatically from the olden ages, and the point of speed limits. So why they're in place, why do we have speed limits? First, I'm going to talk about the history of speed limits. Speed limit problems go back to 1973. In 1973, Congress responded to an oil shortage facing the United States by putting in place a national speed limit of 55 miles per hour to save fuel. Pretty much 55 miles per hour is that speed limit, the median speed limit where it saves the most fuel. So that's why they put that in place to conserve oil. Prior to 1973, speed limits were set by the states. So pretty much like it is today, each state has their own laws regarding speed limits and where they're in place at. The first speed limit in the United States was set in Boston in 1757. And that was really interesting when I was reading that, because the speed limit for wagons, carriages, and horses, and more so on, I guess you could say, on Sunday was set to a walking pace. And when people were getting out of church and people were, I guess, just walking around, pretty much if you were in a wagon or on a horse, it was pretty much set to your to walking speed. The second thing I'm going to talk about today is vehicle safety improvement. I'm going to talk about how vehicles are more safe today. Back in, I guess you could say, the 70s when we had, or 80s when we had these vehicles that were coming out, they don't have the 5-star safety ratings that we have today. Most of the vehicles we have today have curtain airbags, front airbags, side airbags, back airbags. They got airbags everywhere. So, and a personal example of that was when I was actually on my way to school when I was in high school, and I got rear-ended by a senior female that was texting and driving, and pretty much she rear-ended me and my airbag went off, and it probably saved me from getting a concussion or hitting my head on something. So the safety has improved dramatically for these new vehicles that are coming out today. And the point of speed limits is the third thing I'm going to talk about. Increasing speed limits does not cause more accidents, it causes more severe accidents. So even if they did increase the speed limits on interstate highways in the United States to, say, 80, 85 miles per hour, it wouldn't cause more accidents. It would just cause more severe accidents because the momentum and the impact is going to be obviously greater. If there was no speed limits in place, there would be a mass amount of chaos. You'd have people going 100 miles per hour, and then you have people going 40 miles per hour on interstate highways. So they need to have a set speed limit to keep, I guess, the chaos level down. And the key to road safety is uniform traffic flow. So when everyone's going the same speed or around the same speed, of course you're going to have safer roads, and it's going to be better for everybody else. A cool fact: the Texas Department of Transportation is debating whether to increase the speed limit along a 40-mile stretch of road between Austin and San Antonio to 85 miles per hour. So if they agree, it would host the highest speed limit in the country. So if this actually goes through, it's going to be the highest speed limit in the country, which is going to be 85. And another fact, which I was talking about earlier, accidents occur at high speeds are often more fatal. So overall, I want to talk about the 3 things that I told you. and that's going to be the history speed limit, vehicle safety improvement, and the point of speed limits, and everything's there for a reason, so make sure you're doing the speed limit. And that is all. Thank you very much for being here, everyone.